be seated. Your Excellency, President Kagame, honorable ministers, ambassadors, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, I am honored to welcome you to the IRCAD Africa Inauguration Ceremony. My name is Anik Ishimwe. I am a biomedical engineer and I will be your Master of Ceremonies today. Today's program began with a tour of the facilities, which included a live demonstration of the kind of innovative, minimally invasive procedures that will be a regular occurrence at this center. We will also hear from different speakers who have each played a crucial role in getting us to today's inauguration. But first, we will watch a highlight video detailing the journey that led us to today.
L'IRCAD est un institut qui a démarré en 1984, créé par le professeur Jacques Marescot de Strasbourg, et c'est un centre de formation. Donc, on peut constater qu'il était en Europe, avec l'IRCAD France, il était en Asie, avec l'IRCAD Taïwan, il était en Amérique du Sud, et c'était bien qu'il y ait aussi un institut de ce type pour le continent africain. Et le cheminement s'est fait, et maintenant, on peut être fier d'avoir un institut IRCAD sur le continent africain et qui va être basé à Kigali, à Masaka, au Rwanda. La chirurgie mini-invasive est une nouvelle technique chirurgicale qu'on utilise actuellement pratiquement dans tous les pays du monde. Il s'agit d'opérer les malades avec des toutes petites incisions en utilisant les nouvelles technologies. Nouvelles technologies audiovisuelles et nouvelles technologies techniques.
Comme dans les autres centres d'IRCAD à travers le monde, l'IRCAD Africa veut devenir un centre d'excellence en formation en chirurgie mini-invasive. Mais aussi, nous allons avoir un centre de recherche en intelligence artificielle appliquée à la médecine. L'IRCAD Africa a un objectif audacieux, c'est de former progressivement 500 à 1000 chirurgiens par an. Et ça va créer un écosystème, ou je dirais même un effet multiplicateur, où d'une part, nous allons avoir un pôle de chirurgiens, des infirmiers et des anesthésistes qui seront bien formés en chirurgie mini-invasive, qui est une chirurgie de pointe. Nous aurons un partenariat solide avec des acteurs clés de l'industrie médicale.
It's been a fantastic experience coming to IRCAD Africa in Kigali. It's the first type of center where such excellent facilities are available for training in laparoscopic surgery.
It's amazing what has been put forward to move forward minimal access surgery in Africa. And I love the participation, the different individuals, resource persons, and participants from all over Africa.
It was such a privilege to come to IRCAD Africa, stationed here in Rwanda, Kigali. And it has been a lovely, wonderful, incredible experience with hands-on, can I call them lectures we had. We are very informative and they were confidence building.
I learned quite a lot. This has been very informative. You know, being in Africa where minimal laparoscopy surgery is quite limited, but for this it has been eye-opening. And I really liked the part where we did the live sessions, where we did the practical sessions. It was more hands-on. Thanks to Rwanda for being chosen to be part of us. I'm grateful. I learned a lot. Thank you. Being chosen to be part of us. I'm grateful.
Thank you. I would now like to invite the President of IRCAD Africa, Dr. King Kayondo, to deliver a few words. Dr. King, you're welcome.
Your Excellency, President of the Republic of Rwanda, Your Excellency, Madam First Lady, Professor Jacques Maresco, IRCAD founder and President, Dr. Guillaume Maresco, IRCAD Africa President, Vice President, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, today we got to celebrate the launch of IRCAD Africa. This launch marks a significant milestone in our collective journey toward advancing surgical excellence and healthcare access in Africa. IRCAD Africa vision is relevant to the future we are building. We have set out to become the largest African center of excellence for training and research in minimally invasive surgery. IRCAD Africa is poised to empower a new generation of African surgeons and healthcare professionals. We expect to attract between 500 to 700 surgeons annually. The center is already functional. This week, we successfully attracted close to 60 experts and participants, half of them from Africa, attending the inaugural laparoscopic general surgery course. I want to express my profound gratitude to Your Excellency, President of the Republic of Rwanda. Your unwavering commitment to healthcare excellence and access has been a driving force behind this transformative initiative. I also want to thank Professor Jacques Maresco for your dedication to advance medical education and research. I also want to thank our partners, including CAD stores, Medtronic, Intuitive Surgical, for their invaluable support. We look forward to a future where IRCAD Africa's impact is felt across the continent. I thank you.
Thank you, Dr. King. We will now hear from Dr. Guillaume Maresco, the IRCAD Africa Vice President. Dr. Guillaume, the floor is yours.
Your Excellency, President Kagame, Your Excellency, Madam First Lady, Honorable Ministers, Your Excellency Ambassador of France, dear friends. It's with a lot of emotion and pride that I'm here today with you, this really important moment for health and surgery in Africa. Since almost 30 years, IRCAD has become the leading center for teaching and research in minimally invasive surgery in the world. But you could all ask yourself, what is the key to this success? It could be very easy for me, with my name, to tell you that IRCAD history is based on one brilliant and visionary person who followed an intuition he had 30 years ago. But that is not true. An intuition doesn't make a dream come true. It's only hard work, rigor, inspiration, motivation, sincerity, truth in human relationships, and a strong team surrounding you that makes it happen. As you know, IRCAD has spread from Strasbourg to Taiwan, to Brazil, to Lebanon, now here in Rwanda, and soon USA, China, and India. But if you look closely to IRCAD history, there's only one common point between all the IRCAD that open worldwide: exceptional encounters. With Family Wong in Taiwan, Enrique Prata and Armando Melani in Brazil, Antoine Malouf in Lebanon, Dionysos Rocklides and Gene Woods in the US, Garth Moon in China, and the family Bandari in India. We cannot also forget all the special relationships built during the years with the industrial partners that helped us and followed IRCAD worldwide. But for Rwanda, I cannot lie and tell you that my father was convinced immediately. But when he talked about this project to all the surgeon, industrial partners, team around him, everybody was excited and wanted to come to help IRCAD Africa. The best example is when you see all the energy done and given by all the team from Strasbourg over the years and even all this week to help this project to grow and to grow in IRCAD family standards. But how was he convinced? And the first meeting with your Honorable President Kagame, that was 5 years ago, organized by former Minister Diane Gashumba, changed completely his vision of the project. And I perfectly remember one question he asked to you. He just said, President, isn't this project too early for Rwanda? Isn't it a good project for tomorrow? And your answer was very clear. Professor, for me, tomorrow is already yesterday, and I need to look forward. That changed. And that was the beginning of this great story. So I'm very happy to be here today, which is already yesterday. And I look forward to an incredible future for IRCAD Africa. Thank you. Murakoze.
Thank you, Dr. Guillaume. We will now watch a short video from the French Minister of State for Development, Francophonie and International Partnerships.
Monsieur le Président, au courage et à la vision de nos deux présidents, Emmanuel Macron et Paul Kagame, et grâce au dialogue mémoriel intense que nous menons ensemble. Aujourd'hui, cette relation se déploie dans tous les domaines, économiques, culturels et bien sûr scientifiques. C'est d'ailleurs dans le cadre de cette relation multiforme et privilégiée à laquelle il tient particulièrement que le président de la République m'a demandé de vous adresser un message à son nom aujourd'hui. L'inauguration de l'IRCAD Africa marque une nouvelle étape de la relation entre nos deux pays. Grâce à cet outil magnifique, c'est ici, au Rwanda, que se formeront des milliers de chirurgiens venus de toute l'Afrique. Cet outil répond à la volonté du président Kagame de créer ce centre d'excellence. C'est le fruit d'un partenariat solide, gagnant-gagnant, entre le Rwanda et l'excellence de l'IRCAD, avec lesquels j'ai eu la chance de travailler en tant que médecin. Je vais d'ailleurs saluer toute l'équipe de l'IRCAD et son fondateur et président, le professeur Jacques Marescot. Votre organisation est devenue un symbole de l'excellence médicale française à travers le monde en matière de développement technologique et de formation notamment. Une excellence qui se déploie aujourd'hui à Taïwan, à Sao Paulo, au Liban, à Chine, aux États-Unis et en Inde, et désormais à Kigali. Mais plus largement, je suis heureuse de voir l'excellence française se déployer à travers ce projet en partenariat avec le Rwanda. La France participera par ailleurs au rayonnement de cet institut en finançant à travers notre Agence française de développement un programme d'échange et l'organisation de séminaires de chirurgie. L'IRCAD sera aussi un symbole de l'excellence architecturale française puisque le bâtiment est l'œuvre de l'architecte Patrick Schweitzer, couronné du prix d'architecture de Venise il y a 10 ans pour la construction de l'école d'architecture de Kigali. Je souhaite également saluer l'ensemble des entreprises françaises partenaires de ce projet qui ont apporté leur expertise dans l'équipement, dans l'informatique ainsi que dans l'audiovisuel. Plusieurs entreprises majeures de la région Grand Est ont également contribué financièrement au salaire des ingénieurs, chercheurs et développeurs en intelligence artificielle, permettant ainsi la création d'une équipe africaine basée à Kigali. La conjugaison des talents rwandais et français a permis à ce projet de voir le jour et le fera vivre et rayonner dans les années à venir. Je suis convaincue que l'IRCAD Africa deviendra une référence synonyme d'excellence dans tous les continents et dans le monde, et un symbole de tout ce que l'amitié franco-rwandaise peut accomplir, Alors, vive l'IRCAD d'Afrique, vive le Rwanda et vive la France. Belle journée à tous.
I would now like to welcome the IRCAD founder and president, Professor Jacques Marisco, to share some words with us. Professor Marisco, you're welcome.
Your Excellency, Mr. President Paul Kagame, Your Excellency, Madame First Lady, honorable ministers, Your Excellency, Mr. Antoine Onfray, Ambassador of France, and all the other ambassadors present here. Muraho, Endi Chimye Chane, Namve, Mura Bibona, IRCAD Muri Africa, Yego. I think that for the 2 or 3 people in the auditorium who are not fluent in Kinyarwanda, please allow me to continue in English, Mr. President, if you are okay. I know that, you know that if you want, because I am Rwandan, if you want to follow the rules of the Rwandan culture, I have not to show any emotion. Look at our president. We never know what he thinks about. It's always like that. But I am also French. And I have to confess that I am stressed since 2 weeks or more. I'm stressed all the week now. I was stressed in the lab, especially because I don't know why one of our audiovisual technician remove the connection with the electricity. So I have seen that the president was not very happy. Sorry. Question is, why an IRCAD in Africa and why an IRCAD in Rwanda? So let me just tell you an anecdote. An anecdote 10 years ago. I was at Stanford University as a visiting professor, and the chairman, a very good friend, Tom Scrummel, organized a light lunch for me with the most brilliant students from the medical school. And upon my interaction with these brilliant students, I was asked, how do I find my purpose in life? So I was so surprised by the question, but I immediately and spontaneous answer. Take just the time to reflect on your values and interests. Just ask yourself, what is it that brings to you sense and joy and fulfillment? Be ambitious. Be ambitious enough to think and to make a positive impact on the world. And above all, never be satisfied of what you have achieved. Never hesitate to go beyond, to surpass yourself. Never hesitate to be ahead of your limits. Take a risk every day. Be crazy. And I know when I say it's be crazy. And catch any opportunity. Step out of the rules. Step out of the rules. And you will discover that the purpose of life is an evolving process of self-discovery, and most of all, it arrives in the most unexpected places. And today, it's the best example of the purpose of life. Not a personal one, but the one of a strong international team called the IRCAD family. IRCAD family refuses to accept the misfortune of 2.5 billion of the worldwide population who has no access to a safe surgery. It is unacceptable. The IRCAD family refuses to accept that most patients today in the world are still operated on in a very aggressive way. IRCAD family dreams about a better world for patients. And today, this dream becomes reality in Africa. So thank you, all of you, international faculty, industrial partners, all the generous donors from France, from America, from Africa. Remember, Madam First Lady, the charity business that you have organized. You had nearly $1 million in one evening. For me, when I try to do that, if I have 32,000 euros, I am happy. So it's not the same. So thank you, really, because we are going with you in Rwanda, all the technology applied to improve surgery, and cherry on the cake, we will do that in an outstanding environment. Many thanks to the talent of our architect, Patrick Schweitzer. What an exceptional challenge, Patrick, to mix African culture and new technology. Certainly, you will have again an award. But Patrick, you are an artist. So that means you never take care about cost. I don't know where you are. You never take care about time. And hopefully, you were assisted by Yannick. Yannick was in the front line on site. Many thanks to both of you. And all of you this morning in the auditorium, when you arrived this morning, when you have seen the building, you felt this wow effect. It is a jewel of architecture which precisely gives a standard image of this country. It will be a catalyst for all African surgeons and computer scientists. Finally, the most important thing I have to confess is that this project was only made possible thanks to the vision of our president. I say our president because my name is Shuti and you are my president also. You know, Mr. President, it's difficult to share with you the different emotions I experienced during several meetings I had with President Paul Kagame. It's difficult. I remember the first time my wife was terrorized. So she was unable to say, hello, Mr. President. I remember it was like that. Because you are an impressive person. What I have to say is that if it can be said that the most illustrious French politician of the 20th century was undoubtedly Charles de Gaulle, it cannot be seriously disputed that Paul Kagame is the most illustrious African head of state. That's true. I have no interest to flatter you, Mr. President, because today I don't look at any position in your government, except if you insist. But you are really, I say that from my heart, you are a providential man who develops the idea that Rwanda first and then Africa must conquer their dignity, taking their destiny into their own hands. You have resurrected this country, which has been declared by all the world clinically dead, and that deserves really our total respect. President Paul Kagame, you are showing to the world that a government can act as a private successful company, recruiting the best brilliant brains to form your ministries, and not only politicians. Today you have once more proven that thanks to your vision, Rwanda is going to be the light of Africa in the field of computer science and education in surgery. So thank you, Mr. President, to allow me to be part of this adventure. And IRCAD is just a piece. You have seen the project this morning shown by Minister of Health. It's just a piece because you have an ambitious project, and this ambitious project is Kigali Health City. And that will be done in less than 10 years. So I have also to thank you, dear Sabine. It's difficult to pronounce your real name, so dear Sabine, because you are dear Sabine, and so simple, Minister of Health. Thank you to the former Minister of Health, I work with. Thank you, President King, also Charles, David, and all your dedicated, strong local team here in Rwanda. For me, it's an amazing day. And I would like to thank you, all you in this auditorium, but I want also to say something. We need you. Your presence today reminds me a message from President John Fitzgerald Kennedy during his inaugural address in January 1961. That I copy in one of your interviews, Mr. President. My fellow Americans, ask not what your country can do for you. Ask for what you can do for your country. So today, dear friends, in this auditorium, all here, ask what you can do for IRCAD Africa. Murakoze. Now, I would like to invite my 4 grandkids, Chloé, Emma, Margot, and Louis, because they have 2 gifts, and also Professor Coccione was a gift from the international faculty. So first for the president, that is a protocol, not the first lady, first the president. Please come and give to the president. You can have a word if you want. Please. Mets le micro bien à la bouche. À la bouche le micro. Vas-y.
Murakaza Neza, Président Paul Kagame. This is a little gift coming from France by all the family. We don't have it. Je sais pas où il est. Papier, on n'a pas.
Security first. So now perhaps Francesco Coccione, if you can give one word about what is this special gift.
Yes. Hello. Yes, His Excellency, Mr. President, is a great honor on behalf of the member of International Faculty of this first course in IRCAD Africa to offer you this small gift coming from Marinella Boutique in Naples, it's my city. And Marinella Boutique is a well-known boutique in all the world, and more than 150 years is working always for the elegancy for the men, accessory for the men, and wear for the men. And this one is a special done for you, to memorize this special day. Thank you so much.
Ikigo IRCAD Africa.
Wow. First of all, it's a great day in many ways. Today, let me start by thanking Professor Jacques Marescaux, founder and president of IRCAD, Dr. King Kayondo, IRCAD Africa president, Dr. Guillaume Marescaux, IRCAD Africa vice president, faculty staff and supporters of IRCAD Africa. I'm very pleased to join you and welcome you to Kigali, which you have built in a way Kigali, our capital city, is not just for Rwandans, it is for Africans, it is for friends from across the world, and people from who are the family of IRCAD and IRCAD Africa. We want you to feel that you are our family as well. So you're most welcome. So many things have been said. You know, for me personally, I have not been with the opportunity to be of a very significant talent in any field. But what I tried to do, I created an idea that maybe since I'm not talented in many things, I developed an idea that I should be talented in managing talent of others. So that's what enables me to, through friendship and what was said earlier, thank you, young Marisco, to remind me. We have a history, Rwanda's history weaves through all this that was said. First, for our country, every yesterday was expected to be the tomorrow. So, and that's how we were in one place of underdevelopment for a long time. Because what was yesterday was what was expected tomorrow. So we reversed the trend. We tried to say, how about having tomorrow as yesterday? Reversed to two things here, and the parts of the history I really want to speak to. While what has been happening in the past was expected to be happening in the future, we wanted to see the future as having arrived and passed and in our background and being something new. So that's how we came to embrace doing things in a manner that we have come to be used to. I remember in 1998, some of my friends who are into technology globally. In 1998, when we were trying to rebuild the country and we were talking about using information and communication technology, and so one of these friends, a very rich person and who is into technology, asked me, said, why would you be thinking of investing your nothing, more or less, because you had nothing, into technology when your people are starving, they have no health, they have no all kinds of stuff. And I told them, well, first of all, it was a group but led by one of my friends. I said, that's true. Our people are starving anyway. Our people have no good health. That's all true. But does keeping away technology really give them food? So I said, we are trying to invest the nothing, the little we have, in a way that we divide it and spread it to cover food and cover health, but to cover technology which cuts across all of them. I saw somebody use the multiplier effect term. I said technology has a multiplier effect. It doesn't take away anything from anybody in any case. So that's how we started developing this idea. And now I'm leading to saying, Professor Maresco, if could have chosen to go somewhere else, not in Rwanda, and that's the story he told. I wanted to thank you for taking the risk in trusting us. But I think maybe it is high risk. It has also become high reward and it has benefited the Rwandans in a way probably you never realize, and the Marescos and the others who work with you at IRCAD International and others who join you because they understand the cause and the vision you have, but more so the vision to use the tools to advance knowledge, to advance technology, and to bring it to places where it is not expected. Because, many people, once they say for this, they say, well, Africa, in many cases, is not deserving, or it comes as a second thought, as an afterthought every time in many conversations. But the fact that you said, no, this is not going to be an afterthought, but let's take it to Africa, well, and above all, that's why I called it high risk. In Africa, you chose Rwanda. There must have been something that was connecting you with us to believe in us but it was to try and close these gaps that have existed with our people, the people of this country, the people of the continent, and others on other continents. I think it was a combination of value and values. So I wanted to specifically thank you for that, and you will not be disappointed. Even at a personal level, you feel that what you invested in has had a huge effect in changing many people's lives through improved and access to health and of a certain high level that was not expected, that people never thought about. So my other pleasant thing here is that what you have created in this IRCAD Africa indeed is not serving Rwanda alone. It is serving Africa, and it is also improving and taking beyond the talent we have in Africa to a much higher level. I'm sure you've seen those who have been here coming from across Africa, you know, of a very, very high standard in their fields and area of talent. So bringing people together and bringing them together in our country here and around this center of excellence has limitless value in our understanding and feeling. So when I entered this room, I first wondered whether I was in Strasbourg, because when you invited me and came to Strasbourg to IRCAD, and had the pleasure and honor of being honored there by being recognized in a way you did. We are very happy to be associated in this way and in any other way because of what this stands for. The training program in minimal invasive surgery that we have come to fully understand and see the effects of in many ways is something that is going to change lives to a very high degree, and again, you should be thanked for that, all those who have contributed to not only its development, but also to mainstreaming it in the practice of surgery and the effects it has had on health. So you were saying, talking about being Rwandan, I invite everyone here, wherever you have come from, to be, as I said, we are a family, so you should be Rwandan in all senses, I mean. If you want a passport, the next day you can have it. And maybe Minister of Health the next day. I'm not threatening your job. I'm only saying you could have 2 or 3 ministers or 4 in addition to your position. And this encourages us to keep investing in significantly in public health infrastructure, and knowing that there are no limits in terms of quality, and therefore we should also make sure there are no limits in terms of quantity, so that it goes around and reaches everyone as the case should be. Let's continue bringing together the best and the brightest that we have, especially across Africa, in Rwanda, and working with those from across the rest of the world. That's how we can build a better world for all of us to live in. So I really just came here to express my gratitude and promise that we will work with all of us together the rest of the journey that is ahead of us, that is long, and with the people like there are in this room, I think we can keep making tomorrow yesterday. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Your Excellency, for these enlightening words and for being with us today. Ladies and gentlemen, as our guests of honor depart from the auditorium, I kindly request you to remain in your seats.
umuhango rero wo gutangiza ikigo cya IRCAD Africa urahumuje aho kimaze gutahwa ku mugaragaro na Perezida wa Repubulika Paul Kagame. Yashimye cyane abageze igitekerezo cyo kuzana icyicaro cya IRCAD Africa hano mu Rwanda. Yagaragaje ko ibi byashingiye ku mateka maremare, yabanje kugaragaza amateka y'igihugu, agaragaza ati impamvu u Rwanda rwatinze gutera imbere nuko wasangaga ejo hashize habaga arejo bikagenda bidindiza ibintu. Ati rero nza gusanga ari ngombwa yuko duhindura ibintu nyine, ahubwo ejo hazaza hakaba harangiye imbere h'u Rwanda tukahageraho hakiri kare. Ikindi cyatumye wenda Professeur Jacques Maheso aza mu Rwanda cyangwa ahitamo mu Rwanda n'ibijyanye n'iterambere ry'ikoranabuhanga, aho umukuru w'igihugu yagaragaje ko nabyo byafashe urugendo. Hari abagaragaza yuko u Rwanda nirutangira gushora mu bijyanye n'ikoranabuhanga hari ibindi byibanze bizabura cyane cyane nk'ibiribwa, ariko Perezida wa Repubulika Paul Kagame yagaragaje yuko yasanze bishoboka ko hasaranganywa bike igihugu gifite, hakaba nyine ibishorwa mu guteza imbere kwihaza mu biribwa, hakaba ibishorwa mu rwego rw'ubuzima ndetse n'ikoranabuhanga. Ari nabyo byatumye ahanini ikigo IRCAD Africa kizana icyicaro mu Rwanda. Yagaragaje kandi yuko kuba iki cyicaro kiri mu Rwanda atari amahirwe ku Rwanda gusa, ahubwo ari amahirwe ku mugabane wose wa Afrika ku kugera kuri serivisi z'ubuvuzi nziza zifashishije ikoranabuhanga kandi zidahenze. Avuga yuko hari abumvaga yuko Afrika idakwiye ikigo nk'iki ngiki gikora ubushakashatsi ku bijyanye no gukoresha ikoranabuhanga mu buvuzi, cyane cyane mu kuvura indwara za kanseri zifata imyanya yo mu nda. Atari ko byagezweho, anashimira cyane nyine Professeur Maheso kuba yarahisemo u Rwanda. Ati na gaciro ariko ni n'indangagaciro byatumye uhitamo igihugu cyacu. Umuhango rero ukaba uhumuje, ariko wenda ikindi twagarukaho nuko Professeur Maheso nawe yagaragaje yuko umuryango wa IRCAD muri rusange wanze yuko abantu babaho batagera kuri serivisi z'ubuvuzi, ariko cyane cyane izo serivisi z'ubuvuzi bwo kubagwa, aho abantu benshi bitewe n'ubushobozi ndetse ariko n'ubumenyi bw'abaganga ugasanga abantu batabona za serivisi zikwiye. Ati ikindi IRCAD yanze nuko abantu babaho batabona serivisi z'ubuvuzi bunoze mu bijyanye no kubagwa. Ari yo mpamvu bateje imbere iri koranabuhanga ryo kubaga bitarinze ko hasaturwa igice kinini cy'umubiri, bigatuma abantu bakira vuba bagasubira mu mirimo yabo, ariko bakabasha no kubona serivisi zidahenze. nibyo rero iki kigo cya IRCAD Africa kizibandaho guhugura abaganga baturutse hirya no hino ku mugabane wa Afrika baza kwihugurira hano mu Rwanda bifashishije ikoranabuhanga mu rwego rwo kurushaho guteza imbere izi serivisi z'ubuvuzi. Ni ikigo cyubatse mu karere ka Kicukiro mu murenge wa Masaka, aho guverinoma y'u Rwanda inafite intego yo guhindura igicumbi cya serivisi z'ubuvuzi. Hazaba hari icyicaro cya CHUK cyangwa se ivuriro ryo ku rwego rw'igihugu rya CHUK, ndetse hazaba hari za farumasi zinyuranye, za laboratoire ziteye imbere zikoresha ikoranabuhanga n'ibindi bigo bijyanye na serivisi z'ubuvuzi mu rwego rwo kurushaho guteza imbere ibijyanye rero na serivisi z'ubuvuzi. Umuhango rero wo gufungura iki kigo ukaba uhumuje. Ikigo cyatwaye miliyoni zirenga 32 z'amadolari, aho guverinoma y'u Rwanda yashoye miliyoni 20 z'amadolari kugira ngo cyubakwe, ndetse IRCAD nayo igatanga miliyoni 12 z'amadolari yo gushaka ibikoresho bizifashishwa n'abo baganga bazaza kwihugura baturutse hirya no hino ku mugabane wa Afrika. Reka rero mbashimire ko mwakurikiye uyu muhango. Studio mwasubirana ijambo kugira ngo n'izindi gahunda zikomeze.